Hey everybody, glad you got my email and glad you showed up because I got some great stuff I'm going to show you that you need to be doing just like I'm doing pretty much on a daily basis. Now, you're probably looking at this screen thinking, what in the hell is this? Well, I know some of you know because you're doing it. Others might be new and others might not have seen the webinar and actually what we do, how we do it, and how we make so much money. For those, I'm going to give you that information right at the end of this short webinar video. So stick around. I'm only going to take about 10 minutes of your time. So I want you to look right up here where it says today's calls. You see that? 193 calls, correct? Great. All right, you see minutes that were used? 148. Now, if you look right to the right of the 193, you're going to see account balance. It's 3640, okay? Remember that number, 3640. Now, today, this morning, when I started, that balance was 3940. That means I used $3 to call 193 folks today with a ringless voicemail message. Now, folks, a ringless voicemail message just drops right into their cell phone. It never rings. They just happen to look at their phone and they get a notification they got a voicemail. Well, what happens when people see they got a voicemail? Well, if they're like me and millions of others, they check it. They listen to it. Now, some carriers will show a missed call. Well, let me tell you, that's even better yet, I think. Those folks just go absolutely crazy because they see they just missed a call because they're checking their phone. People are looking down at their phones 100 times a day. And the first thing they do is they hit the button. I answer, hey, this is Terry. What can I do for you? And they're asking, well, who is this? Oh, I got a missed call from you. What's this about? Well, you know everybody does that. Well, I do things just a little different. On my missed calls, what happens is I route the missed calls so when they punch the callback number, they actually get a sizzle voice message. Pretty much like my voicemail message. So they know exactly why I'm calling, pretty much. And I either route them to a website where they can see our webinar, or I invite them to call me back personally, and I give them my cell phone number. Now, folks, it's that simple. Just think about it. All the calls are inbound. All the prospects have pretty much heard a short 45 to 60 second sizzle message by you, and the ones that call back want to talk to you. They want to find out what you got, how you're doing what you're doing, and they want to get more information. It's that simple. So let's go back to the 193 calls and let's round it off to say 180 calls a day. All right? That'd be 900 calls a week. Now, you're probably going to get anywhere from 3 to 10% callback. Okay? That's normal. And some folks get more, believe it or not, depending on the message. Now, as far as selling our software, I want you to think about this. Let's say you were in the, you were just average. Our average folks close around 10% of the hot prospects that call in. Whether it's from receiving calls from our phone room, through ads, or whether it's ads you run yourself, or whether it's you running your software like I'm showing you right now and calls come in. Regardless, the closing rate is anywhere from 10 to 20%. So we wouldn't take 20% because guess what? That's too high. Many of our folks don't do that, but the average is about 10. So if you actually had 90 callbacks in a week at 10%, that means you would possibly close nine sales, 9 folks joining you. Well, folks, at $200 a piece, that'd be $1,800 a week, right? But let's say you're below that. Maybe you're not average, but I know you are. And you only close, say, 5. Well, folks, that'd still be $1,000 a week. Think about that. $1,000 a week. That's pretty good income, isn't it? You bet it is. But let's say you're just terrible. I mean, you couldn't sell buckets of ice water in hell. And you only closed 4. At $200 a piece. Folks, that's $800. And what did it take to make that $800? Well, it took a couple things. It took about $15, all right? It took about 5 minutes to set up a campaign like this. I mean, you go into your software. You got 4 different softwares. You pull yourself a call list. The next thing you do is you hit a button that goes into the CSV file and you upload it. The next thing you do is, in our software, you see another recorder. You click that. You make yourself a 45 to 60 second message. And if you don't like it, you redo it. Maybe you might redo it 2 or 3 times. Takes you 10 minutes. Boom, then you save it. And the next thing, basically, you pick your day, your time of day, how many calls you'd like to send, and so forth. And if you want to send them Monday through Friday, and boom, you hit a button and bang, the messages start going out. And guess what happens then? The calls start rolling in right along with the sales. It's that easy, folks. I mean, if you can't be successful with this business, you can't be successful with anything, because that means you're just not putting any effort. And the only effort that I put out right there was less than an hour for the week, except for the folks that call back and I speak to them. That's it. Now, I want you to stick around and watch your inbox. I'm going to be dropping you a email tomorrow or the next day, give you some more tips. Now, for the folks that maybe are on the list and maybe they just happened to crack this email open today and they got curious, they've never seen our webinar or anything like that, I'm going to give you the URL to the webinar, and Mike is going to do a walkthrough with you from A to Z. He's going to show you exactly how our software works, what it does, a live demo, why folks buy it, why businesses buy it, like insurance companies, realtors, all kinds of businesses. And he's also going to show you how our folks make a lot of money actually using the software. And some folks never resell it. They just use it for themselves. Now, I want you to remember how simple this is. So just go, if you want to see the webinar, just go to profittomorrow.com. And on that page, you'll see, to fill in some info, you'll see a short video by me and an instant access button. You hit that button, you'll go to the next page. At the top, you'll see the video webinar by Mike and a personal webinar right underneath by me. Go ahead and watch both of them, and then you can call me with any questions you have. Now, for those of you that want to get started, maybe seen the webinar or whatever, you just go to managemillions.com and you go down to the bottom left part of the page and you'll see get started or start now. You hit that. That takes you where you can pay your tiny admin fee and your tiny one-time licensing fee for the software, so you have use of it, so you can demonstrate it, so you can sell it, and everything. And that's it. Then you get a couple emails from 297 Club, and you'll get some PDF emails from me on training, plus personal call, because I make sure I get with everybody, get them started on the right foot, so you can start banking $200 a day within days, not weeks and months. All right, now, if you have any questions, just give me a call. Call Terry at 520-585-1517. All right, folks, you have a great day. And just think about what I said and how much sense this really makes. Now, I want you to remember something. You can also use our software to market any other product or service you have. Maybe you do social media, or you do SEO, or you do videos for folks. You can look up, say, auto repair shops in Dallas, Texas, and guess what? You can send them out the same type of messages, inviting them to call you and get a personal consultation about your video service, social media services, or SEO, or anything. You don't necessarily just have to sell our software if you don't want to. So remember that. All right, I'll talk to you a bit later, and watch for my email coming up tomorrow or the next day. Thanks a million.